so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you so much.
We don't even know their picture. We don't even know whom they are. For more than a decade, you are hiding under the keyboard and you say you're fighting. I know Mazen Nandekano, the supreme leader of IPOB. So when he talks, I know who is talking. I know his family. I know his brothers. I know Mazen Simon Ekpa. The rest of them who are hiding, who are they? Who are they? Who are they? And yet you come to challenge and you want to convince Biafran people. Master Simon Ekpa is not commanding anybody or pushing anybody. He's taking his time to win the soul of Biafran, and I bet you he has won the soul of so many people. He has won the heart of many Biafrans. Finally, Biafrans have realized that this is the only voice they had. After Mazen Nandekano was taken away, all hope we are lost. People fell sick. Some thought that Biafra is gone and gone. People began to cry. People began to lament. What are we going to do? That Biafra is gone. How are we going to get back to Biafra? How can we be able to get back our Biafra? People were crying from different angles, shouting, lamenting, thinking that everything is gone. Until Master Simon Ekpa surfaced. The game changer. The game changer, when he entered, everything changed. They attacked him and pushed him and pushed him. They couldn't succeed. Today, here are we. Moving to Biafra with speed. Heading to Biafra with speed more than ever. And in that way, it will continue. Nobody's going to stop us from getting to Biafra. You can't stop us, no matter how you try. The coming of Biafra will come like Mazen Nandekano described it, that it will come in such a way that nobody will take the glory. You can't believe it. All you will say is that it's only Chukwu Okakabe made it possible. That is how the coming of Biafra will be. It will come in such a way that you cannot be able to explain. That is why some of them, when we say that Biafra is coming, when Mazen Simon Ekpa gave the countdown and they are busy talking trash and talking rubbish. Some of them we are expecting that after the countdown, we begin to burn houses, we begin to destroy lives, we begin to engage in the public, we begin to cause chaos everywhere. That is what the idiots had in mind. Those senseless ones who doesn't have focus, that's what they had in mind. But you can see after the countdown, from then till now, haven't you seen some development? Haven't you seen a roadmap? Haven't you seen so many things being activated, could have been in place? Biafra is a process. And we have started that process of recovering our land. And we will continue to go engage in that process until every inch of Biafra land is recovered. Today we have a government. If you want to talk to Biafra, you know where to refer them to. If the Biafra want to engage international community today, they have a source to engage international community. If the Biafra want to sit on the table with the United Nations, they have an office. If Biafra want to write, they have a headline, they have a place to write. If you want to talk about Biafra, if they will manage themselves now, today Biafra have a government in exile. And that shows that Biafra is a nation that is in occupation. That is number one thing you must have to prove. That your land is in occupation and you want it back. And we have proven that. That Biafra is a land that is in occupation. And we want to make sure we recover that land that is in occupation. That the people want to go back home. Just as you see them so many countries in the world where they're doing their people occupy. You see Russia today. Yeah, every one of them is shouting against Russia that Russia is trying to occupy Ukraine. You see them sometimes they blame Israel for occupying some land. They blame so many people. That is the same thing that is going to happen in Israel. We are making it clear to them that our own land is under occupation. And our own is even much more clear than any one of them you can point out. In our own case, it is much more clear than any other of these nations where they are talking about occupation. Biafra land have been under occupation for many, many, many years. Occupation and exploitation. And even up to this moment, lives are being lost simply because they are Biafrans. People are being intimidated simply because they are Biafrans. Even when the Biafrans try to get into the election to see if they can be able to change, it gets worse. Look at the kind of dehumanization, the kind of life we lost and properties that were lost, all in the name of election. And even up to today, they are still using the same derogatory language against the Biafran people. If you are a Biafran, you dare not make a statement in the control of Nigeria. Once you make a statement and you are a Biafran, they were going to try. They will shoot that statement out of proportion. They will push it in such a way that it will seem as if that thing had not been said in the planet Earth before. Look at Wole Soyinka. Wole Soyinka, who is coming to condemn those who are talking against, who are talking about recovering their mandate. Even though we are not part of it, we don't support it, we are not part of it, we are not part of Nigeria, only thing we focus on is Biafra. But even in that sense, Wole Soyinka came out and he was talking trash. This same Wole Soyinka was the same person who went to attack a station. Armed, he went and enveloped the station to announce another result instead of the result that was given to the station. Simply because he believed that the person that was supposed to be announced didn't win election. Because Wole Soyinka believed that the person who was supposed to be announced didn't win the election in his own time when he was young. I've forgotten the year. He went armed and ambushed the person who was supposed to announce an election with arm. Nobody killed him. But today he's the one trying to teach us moral, trying to tell us what to say and what to say and how not to say it. And the most disturbing that this same person was around all this while when hate speech was flying everywhere in Lagos. He's in that Lagos. He was there while hate speech was flying right, left, and center. Even if he claimed he's not in town, he's online. He was saying it. Because he said he saw information online, he was getting videos. So the videos he was getting, he didn't see videos where they were attacking the Biafrans in Lagos State. He didn't see video where people were saying that if you are a Biafran, you must not vote. He didn't see the video where MC Oluomo threatened the Biafran people and carried out the threat. He was not there when the Oba of Lagos said that he's going to throw the Igbos to the ocean. He wasn't there. But when all this will happen, did you ever see him make any comment? It boils down to tribe. But they are the first people to tell you that they are not tribalistic. Don't be tribalistic. We don't want anybody to bring a tribal issue. But at the same time, these are people who are much more tribal than you can ever imagine. Much tribal than you can ever imagine. When you talk about tribalism, it is flowing in their blood, in their vein. But they pretend. And the only time they talk about tribalism is when a Biafran speaks. More especially the Igbo Biafran. When an Igbo Biafran opens his mouth to make a speech, that is when they begin to interpret tribalism. That is when they know that there is something called tribalism. Look at the London boy. We were telling him he didn't listen. We were telling the London boy he didn't listen. He didn't listen when we were warning him. They are trying to use it to legitimate the election. He didn't listen. He went ahead. The London boy was going to churches to campaign. But tell me, is the London boy the first person that have campaigned in the church? He's not the first person. Is it the London boy? The London boy, is he the first person that campaigned in the church? He's not the first person. Good Lord Jonathan, during his own time, Good Lord Jonathan was going to churches. Good Lord Jonathan visited churches. The videos are still there. The videos are still there. Good Lord Jonathan. At least the one that is recent, you can be able to remember. We saw him visit churches, pastors prayed for him. It didn't stop at that. Good Lord Jonathan visited traditional rulers. We saw the pictures and videos where traditional rulers gathered and they took their staff, they were praying for him. But today, because the London boy is a Biafran, and we know that that is going to happen, they have now twisted it and turned that he was using religion to campaign. Even aside that, the late Muhammad Buhari campaigned with religion. Atiku Abubakar campaigned with religion. In fact, he said that if you shouldn't vote for anybody that is not a Northerner. He said that. He campaigned with religion. Is it Emiloko? Emiloko did the same thing. But today, the one that is the top of the news is a Biafran man. The one that is on top of the news is a Biafran. Because you are now participating in election, you will no longer go to church. Because you want to be the president of Nigeria, you have to denounce Christianity. You don't have to go to church anymore. You must not visit any church because you want to be a president. And you see people come to the conventional media and they talk trash and talk rubbish. They open their mouth to defend every nonsense that they are happening around them. And they expect us to be clapping for them. We knew what was going to happen. That was why our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra government in exile, said that we must not participate in the election. We should not legitimize that fraud. We shouldn't engage in it. We should stay away. He warned and told us. But some people felt that they know better. They didn't pay attention. Some people ignored the warning. He warned us seriously that we should not participate in this nonsense called election. We should not be part of it. No matter how they try to do it, no matter how they try to organize it, we should keep ourselves away from that fraud. But some people, for one reason or the other, decided to give it a trial. While they were expecting, some of them thought that it would be a setup for us, the autopilot IPOB. Some of them actually use it as a setup. That they want to do, that day they will come out. When they come out, the autopilot will come and begin to shoot people, they'll begin to kill people, they'll begin to shoot guns. That was what they were expecting. They were expecting that day we are going to come out for attack. But on that day, as usual, we showed them the maturity. The autopiloted IPOB, we are sitting at home. Every legitimate Biafran that is autopiloted, they were sitting at home watching. Nobody come out to enforce anything. Nobody came out to enforce any garden thing. We were all at home watching. And they did all the drama they did and all. At the end of the day, you saw the result. It was a referendum. 20 million plus was at home. It didn't come out. Only 4 million plus was what came out to vote. A clear referendum that the people want to go home. And even as that, what was the final result? With all their drama, their games and play left and right, at the end of the day, what is that drama? Today, even the very man whose mandate was stolen is the one now begging. Is the one now trying to defend himself. Oh, I wasn't talking about religion. Meanwhile, you cannot run away from it. Every time they had conducted an election, it is based on religion. It was still based on this religion that they drove away Goodluck Jonathan. In the time of Goodluck Jonathan, Muhammad Buhari preached religion. He used religion in the north. Every imam in the north we are preaching. What they were saying is don't go and vote Arne. Don't go and vote unbeliever. In the north, even till tomorrow they do it. Even in this very election that just finished, they did the same thing. They still use it. You see, it is so sad that sometimes when you see even people from the southern part of Nigeria helping these idiots to interpret their foolishness, you see them helping them to promote their rubbish. And one thing you don't understand is that in their own religion, that tribal, that religious sentiment is embedded in them. Their religion is political. The people we are dealing with, their own religion is political. And it is being taught to them that they are supposed to be the leader, that a Christian is not supposed to lead them. They don't need to wait for you to come to this time of election for them to preach it. This is a preaching that is going on in their mosque every day. This is something that is sinking into the head of every child that is being born as a Muslim. That a Christian is not supposed to lead them. A Christian is not supposed to lead them in a place where they are. This is something that they have taught them from childhood. It is part of the religion. But at the same time, you that is a Christian, they are telling you not to go to church during the time of election. Their own religion is political, pure political. So many things you see, they don't need to wait. I am telling you the truth. Go and find out. They don't need to wait until during the election before they begin to preach that message. This is a message that every one of them know. They preach it always, they read it on their Quran, they do it, go through it every day. During election time, they just need to remind them. They just remind them, they tell them, make sure you obey the law of the Quran, and that's it. They just remind them about it. They do it. We have seen many videos We have seen many videos, many preachers doing that. But they don't see it as any problem. It is not a problem. But once a Biafran make a move, once a Biafran uses a language, they will now begin to translate it to mean something else. They begin to interpret it in their own way. They begin to push it right, left, and center. They begin to give it one meaning or the other. And how long shall we continue on this very path? How long shall we continue to tolerate such nonsense? Enough is enough. We have suffered enough in this contraption. We have paid a heavy price, and we cannot continue to pay such price. We cannot continue to pay price for something that we know nothing about. The time has come for us to move on with our lives. And that is the stage we are now. This is not the time to lament. If you are a Biafran, you only need to do is to wake up. Stop lamenting. Stop lamenting. Stop complaining. Stop begging. Stop calling anybody. Wake up. Wake up and take up a responsibility to restore Biafra. The only question you have to ask yourself, what am I going to do? What will be my own contribution to make sure that Biafra becomes a reality? That is the question that every Biafran should be asking themselves. After this very one that happened recently, if you are still waiting for my sister to come and beg you, or you're waiting for the auto-piloted media to come and speak to you, or you're waiting for Mazen Nanikan to come and speak to you, you are a madman. You don't deserve pity. You don't deserve pity. If after all this drama that have unfolded during this election, that it has become very, very clear that you are not, they have said it with their mouth, they have spoken it in words, they do put it in action, they tell it to your face, and you are still waiting for me to preach to you. Master Simon to preach to you, or Master to preach to you, or anybody, any Biafra to come and convince you to join the struggle. Stay there, don't join. Just stay where you are. Better remember where you are. Don't bother yourself joining. Don't bother yourself. Because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be, you don't deserve to be part of us. Every genuine Biafran that has a Biafran blood flowing in their vein today, they know what is right. They know what to do and when to do it. If you have the Biafran blood flowing in your vein, you don't need to wait for anybody to beg you. At this point in time, you should be angry. And when you're angry, channel your anger to the right direction. We are in the exodus of Biafra. That is where we are today. We are in exodus of Biafra. In that exodus, which chapter are you? Look up a chapter and begin to work on it. Exodus of Biafra, that's where we are. And in this exodus, I've told you before, that people have taken different challenges on this exodus. Those of us who are agitating, who are trying to draw the boundary and bring our freedom automatically, we are there. There are some people who have channeled their energy on the movement of Biafrans and their wealth back to the Biafran land. Those people are doing a great job. That is their own role. They should continue on that path. This exodus will continue. If you know the area that you can be able to handle, it is not compulsory. We know how difficult it is in that zone. There's some areas there are some areas you can't venture into because of the people we are dealing with. The animals, they don't have the senses to treat people like human. So we can understand you. Allow those of us who are outside to focus on what we are focusing on getting our referendum, getting our nation, getting our independence. You that is now in Biafra land, there are areas where you have to perform. Just like people who have taken the challenge of making sure that wealth of Biafrans return back home. I tell you again, they are doing a great job. If you want to follow that path, go ahead. Preach the message, preach the gospel, push that message out there. Let the deaf and dumb hear it so that they can return back home. And if you're one of those who has property outside Biafra land, you know the right thing to do. You know the right thing to do. Now begin to think of how to dispose that very property and get back to Biafra land. If you can dispose it, dispose it. Forget about the money, how it's called. Just dispose it. Get the money you can get. Go back to Biafra land. Relocate. And those who are still starting, make sure you have your head office in Biafra land. Whatever business you have to, make sure you have your headquarters in Biafra land. It doesn't matter, even if it's in swamp. You go to other people's land, you take money and close swamp and develop it. Do it in your land. Make your headquarters there. They will find you. When somebody comes to your branch office in Lagos, tell him to go to Onitsha. in your head office and get it. When somebody comes to you in any part of the zoo where you are, tell the person to go to your head office. That's where you get it. Just make your branch office in all those places. When they come, keep the samples. These are the samples. When they need quantity, tell them go to so place. That's where you get it, in Biafra land. Begin to channel your businesses down back home. Begin to think of ideas. Think of ideas. Start it now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Because Biafra is coming with speed. And very soon, as soon as Biafra comes, our seaport will be open. It won't be a difficult thing because we have the deepest part of the ocean in our land. Forget about the last lies they're telling you that the Biafra land is landlocked. Who told you? Landlocked for where? Landlocked. Who told you Biafra land is landlocked? And it is so sad that some of them who were saying that Biafra, even Biafran people, they open their mouth and say their land is landlocked. Because he had somebody said it and you buy into it. And that is one thing that is killing most of us. Just simply because you had somebody say a thing, you just pick on that statement that you begin to run with it. You won't even go and investigate and know whether if what this person said is right or wrong. That is what is killing the world today. Sometimes we just hear a message because it is somebody you respect that said it. Somebody you think that is educated that say it. You just copy it and you begin to run with it without verifying. Most of these people you call educated people are very foolish and senseless. Take it from me. Most of the people you see as educated, they don't have common sense. They are senseless. Just like what is happening in the United States today. In the United States today, you can see the foolish things they are doing over there. A place where you have scientists and people who claim to have brain today, their brain is turned upside down. They are thinking anti-clockwise. How can you tell me you have brain and you are telling me that a man, one human being can be a man and a woman at the same time? How can you tell me you have brain, you have common sense, you are created in this planet Earth? With the nature and the knowledge you have, then you come and begin to defend the fact that a man can have one person can be a man and a woman at the same time. Up to the extent of telling us that when you give birth to a child, that you cannot write the sex of the child until when the child grows, he will choose by himself. Is that not madness? Is that not madness? And you see people copying it just because the person that made this statement claimed to be a scientist. He claimed to be a doctor. You see people copying it. You know, these white people, some of them are very senseless. Some of their ideology, people, they have gone, the wisdom have gone to the limit, to the extreme. Now they are revising everything back. Somebody will come and tell you can identify yourself as anything. You can wake up tomorrow and say you identify yourself as a woman, and then you become a woman. You can wake up tomorrow and say you identify yourself as a man, and you become a man. And people are buying into that talk as if it is true. Falsehood, lie, preach, and people embrace it and begin to run with it. The same thing what you see in that country called Nigeria. Most of the information people are carrying around, false information. The reason why they are hating Biafrans, hating the Igbo Biafrans, false information that they are domineering. False information, simply because the person that preached the message is somebody they respect, somebody they feel he knows better. Meanwhile, he knows nothing. Whatever he's preaching is for his own selfish interest. It's just to make himself relevant. But simply because they feel that this person is a respected person, you begin to buy into that lie. We have come to the stage in this world where everybody to himself. The stage we are in this planet Earth now, every human being must have to be applying his own common sense. It doesn't matter what you read in these useless books you see. It doesn't matter what you read in school. It doesn't matter what you read. After reading all those things you read in school and in whatever qualification you have, come back home and apply your common sense with nature. You cannot cheat nature. Nature remains the way it is. You can't change Chukwu Okike Abịama. Chukwu Okike Abịama remains omnipotent, omniscient, omniscient, unchangeable changer. And when we talk about nature, you know, some of them, they don't like calling God. They talk about nature. Nature is Chukwu Okike Abịama. You can't change it. You can't cheat it. It remains the same. So whatever you read in your books, whatever they tell you, whatever you see, it doesn't matter who says it. It doesn't matter who read it, who wrote it. make sure you apply your common sense that you are given to by Chukwu Okike Abiama. That common sense belongs to you. They call it common sense, but it's not common. So many educated people don't have that common sense. They don't have it. So many people who have many qualities, have all the wealth, have everything you can think of. But when it comes to that common sense, they lack it. In the time we are in this world today, the time that we are in this planet Earth, it is every man to himself. You don't believe a thing because you read it in books. You don't believe in a thing because your pastor told you. You don't believe in a thing because your imam told you. You don't believe in a thing because a doctor told you. You don't believe in a thing because an engineer told you. You don't believe in a thing because a scientist told you. Apply your common sense. Reason with nature. Then you can get your answer. Your answer might not suit everybody. Don't follow the crowd. Your answer might not favor everybody. People might not agree with you. Do not follow the crowd. Don't follow the crowd. Even as I'm preaching, as I'm saying everything I'm saying now, when you sleep over it or later you go and rewatch it again, apply your own common sense to everything you hear me saying. Don't just copy it verbatim and you pay. No. Apply your own common sense to every single thing I say. If it works out, go ahead with it. If it doesn't work with you, find out the right thing to do and do it. That is why we are human beings. That is why Chukwukama gave us brain. Use that your brain, use it wisely to think on your own, on what to do, on how to do it. Chukwukama gave us that freedom. Even though people today are abusing the freedom. They abuse the freedom. They use so many languages today have been corrupted. So many languages have been corrupted. You can't even use it anymore. So many languages have been corrupted. Today marriage is corrupted. Today a family is corrupted. Every single language you speak of today, they are now trying to corrupt male and female. You no longer use male for man. You don't longer use female for women. They want to corrupt it. They want to begin to corrupt man and woman. Every word, they want to corrupt every single word. It's being corrupted today. You see why you must apply your common sense. Don't just believe things because you're hearing it. Apply your common sense. Let Chukwu Okike give you the wisdom to know the right thing and do it at the right time. I appreciate everyone who have listened to me. Thank you, those who are watching from east, west, north, and south. Any place you're watching this program from, I thank you and appreciate you for joining me on this program. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide you and protect you. I pray that we'll get our freedom as soon as possible. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect the Biafran people, protect the Dudua people, the Middle Beltans, all the people who are genuinely seeking for their freedom. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect the Biafran people. Guide and protect our media warriors that are fighting day and night. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect the ESN, our Liberation Army. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect them. Our Umuada who are doing great job. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect them. Our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, wherever he is, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect him. The BNL who are fighting earnestly for the coming of Biafra, and other new groups that have emerged. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every one of them. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our spokesperson, the Prime Minister of Biafra in exile, Biafra government in exile. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide him, protect him, give him more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Wherever Master Simon Ekpa is, the spokesperson of Biafra, who has been given a new assignment as the Prime Minister of Biafra government in exile, may Chukwu Okike increase his wisdom, his strength, his knowledge. Wherever he is, we cover him with the presence of Chukwu Okike. No weapon of the enemy shall come to him. Every attack that is channeled against him, spiritually and physically, will never succeed. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano. Wherever Mazen Nandekano is, we commit Mazen Nandekano in the hand of Chukwu Okike for divine protection, for divine revelation, for divine victory, for divine health. Very soon, Mazen Nandekano will join us. No weapon of the enemy will have over us. No matter what they do, wherever they gather, they will never succeed. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect us, secure us, keep us safe wherever we are. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our supreme Master Nandekano shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. and stay blessed. I will see you again tomorrow, same time. Please share the broadcast if you have not shared. Share it on all platforms. Share it to family and friends. Share it to other people so that they can be able to watch us and join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time. Please kindly join. Click and follow. Follow in all platforms that I'm hosting so that you can be able to join us when we come online. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Bye-bye.